Hello everybody, it's Kevin here. Welcome back to Alive 365, the only channel that might have an expiry date. If you don't know what that means, you have to go back to the first video and see my introduction. So, like I told you last time, I'll start each video telling you a little bit more about myself and answer whatever questions people might have. So the first couple questions tells you a little bit more about myself. First question I had was, am I Native? Yes, I am. I'm Ojibwe. Second question was, what are my best paranormal experiences? Well, I can undoubtedly nail that down to, I'll give you the top three. The first was an out-of-body experience. The second was having a spirit audibly talk to me. Could hear it just like I hear you now. And then the third, the holy grail for investigators, is I've encountered full-bodied apparitions on 2 occasions. Now, with all these experiences, they've happened different times in my life. The one thing with all 3 of them that they have in common is I wasn't investigating at the time on any of these occasions. It just happened in my regular life. So, you see me looking down, I'm looking at notes. I want to make sure that I don't miss anything or get off track, otherwise I'll ramble on. The last question, which was just a general paranormal question, which I thought was so great that it's going to be today's topic. The question was, are there spirits around us every day? The quick answer to that would be yes. But I thought it was such a great question, I wanted to expand on it a little bit. So here we go. We talk about the spirit of joy, we talk about the spirit of love, but what we don't talk about are the more darker things. There's the spirit of anger, the spirit of greed, those type of things. So before we go too much further, looking down, I gotta see there's a golden rule that I go by. We are spiritual beings. I want you to say that. I am a spiritual being. The reason why I enforce this is it's so important that you nurture your spiritual side. I believe that if you nurture your spiritual side, you're going to be better prepared for when it's your time to enter the spirit world. I think a lot of ghosts or spirits get stuck that way when they leave here. That's the reason why they didn't have a very good spiritual awareness. So they get stuck. So I'm going to explain to the skeptics out there as if I was speaking with a client that I was going to investigate or perhaps do a cleansing. Yes, I do perform cleansings. But for the skeptics out there, the spiritual world, an example I use a lot is if you've ever traveled abroad anywhere, whether on vacation or business or what have you, the one thing you probably didn't do is check to see what their laws are in their country, because you're not planning on breaking any laws. But let's say you're there and it could be something trivial, littering, what have you, but you find yourself in the position that you've broken a law. Well, all around the world, in legal terms, is if you didn't know the law that isn't a defense, even though you weren't planning on breaking any. So how that ties into the spiritual realm is you don't have to believe in it for it not to be real or to affect you, even in your daily life. Another example I like to use is, have you ever heard the term spirits in a bottle? I wonder where that comes from. Well, what happens is, have you ever seen somebody blind drunk, but they won't pass out? They're still going. They're saying and doing crazy things that are 100% against their nature. Well, what's happening there is you've lowered your guard spiritually. And basically what happens is it's easier for a spirit to enter you. So that's how I believe that works. Now, how a spirit can actually affect your life in your daily life. Have you ever gotten angry with a coworker or your spouse, and it starts out just as a minor little argument or what have you, and then it starts to build, voices get a little louder, you find yourself getting a little more angry or frustrated, and it keeps building and building until it's a full-blown argument. There might be yelling, you're saying things that you don't really mean, and after it's all over, things have calmed down. Maybe you haven't resolved things, but things have calmed down, and you think, why was I thinking those thoughts? Why did I get so angry? It's because spirit will first manifest yourself in your life through emotion. Through emotion first and thoughts second. A spirit can latch on because you're angry, and all of a sudden, like I said, you find yourself getting angrier and angrier for really no reason. So when they attach like that, it is almost like a mini possession, you could say. And by that I mean when you're really not in control. When things just happen so fast and you lose control. So, with that being said, spirits channel through you the same way we can channel our energies. When you're in a reduced state like that, spirits will channel through you. So that applies to all the emotions. Like, I'm talking about the darker entities, not necessarily human spirits. If you're greedy, angry, depressed, addictions, these are all things that spirits are just ripe to come into your life. And the sooner you can snap out of these states, the better off it is for you, obviously. That's why I say you have to nurture your spiritual side. Now, what I mean by that is you don't have to be going to church 7 days a week or what have you. Whatever you believe in, maybe nurture that a little bit more. Even if it's just taking a few minutes at the end of the night before you fall asleep, thanking a higher presence for all the good things that you have in your life. That's how you'll spiritually grow. So, kind of stuck there for a minute, little mind fart. I think in speaking terms, they're called pregnant pauses, where you kind of lose track and your mind is racing ahead to what you want to say next. So anyways, I hope that little wee bit does help you out. And oh, I guess we can touch a little wee bit on one other question that I got. We won't get into it a whole lot right now, but I'll start it. Is what does it take to be a paranormal investigator or a ghost hunter? Well, back to the golden rule. Build your spirituality first. It'll help protect you. It'll help serve your clients better. So, and then the other biggest thing is flight or fight mode. If you're looking to go do investigations because you just want to experience something, then you might want to think about maybe taking up skydiving or free climbing, because when you're talking about dealing with the spirit world, there are a lot of dangers involved. So if you're determined, follow through. You gotta find out your motivation. Why do you want to do a paranormal video? Is it just for the kicks? So anyways, guys, my next video, I think I want to talk a little bit more about channeling and cleansing, I guess. There's a lot of, from all the shows I've been watching throughout the years, coming and going, and on all these shows, these paranormal experts, I don't know, not sure what it takes to become an expert, but a lot of them I find are just regurgitating all the same stuff that's been going on for years. Oh, batteries drain, or the temperature, these are all signs of a spirit. They're not coming up with anything new. So, but back to the fight or flight response. If you want to be an investigator, I've taken people out who were interested, that wanted to see something, and at the first sign of any sort of real evidence, maybe something moving on its own, a door opening or closing, or the classic footsteps, or actually being touched, that's it, they're out of there. So you'll have to get over that for sure. But you'll get over that by nurturing your spiritual side. All right, guys and girls, I guess I've gone on long enough for today. And maybe I'll actually do an investigation. Start off, I've done my share of cemeteries and vacant houses. But for those people that are determined that you want to get into the paranormal field, perhaps I'll do a video from a cemetery. A cemetery is always a good place to start. I've gotten lots of great EVPs from cemeteries. So, till the next time I see you, miigwech, which is thank you in Ojibwe for watching. Hit that subscribe button and that like button. And if you have any questions or comments, please put them in and I'll keep answering them. So, till the next time, have a good evening. Bye now.